This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
In the Middle East, she fell pregnant with me at 18 years old. This was bad news. My parents were both Middle Eastern, so having a child out of wedlock was worse than... In fact, there was actually nothing in the world than it was worse than. So after my dad tried to convince her to have an abortion, which she refused, they went for the next best option. Get married and live unhappily ever after till death did them part. My parents were young, and they both did what they felt was right, dictated by social and cultural norms. But they had already decided the fate of me as an innocent fetus, and I was destined to live in a household built on a loveless marriage for the following decade. I can tell you that this is a recipe for disaster when it comes to bringing up a healthy, functioning human being. And then, as if they never learned the first time, my sister was born 10 months later. Yes, 10 months. The reason being that my poor mother had been diagnosed with cancer while pregnant with me. Following treatment after my birth, she unintentionally fell pregnant once again, but due to the treatment she was undergoing, my sister arrived at the 26-week mark of her pregnancy at just 2 pounds and 1 ounce. For a child to survive such an early birth is honestly a miracle, and my poor parents couldn't bring her home for 6 months, as she innocently lay in an incubator fighting for her life. My mum worked every hour she could to make sure we would survive, spending time between me and my sister in the hospital as babies. Because, as if life wasn't hard enough for her, at 12 months old, I decided to completely stop eating and was also put in hospital. My parents now had 2 children in hospital and were both very young and trying to make ends meet. The reason I'm telling you this is because, later on, we are going to talk about the impact of our upbringing, and I think it's only fair you get to see that I wasn't born into some magical, completely functioning family and got to where I am today because of that. I want to show you that in fact from the moment I was born, things were not easy in my little life. Fast forward and off I went to a regular state school in white suburban London. At the age of 4, a girl told me I was ugly and questioned why I had such bushy brows. It became very apparent to me from that moment that I was different from all the white English people in my school, and no matter how much I tried, I was never going to blend in with a name like Noor. That feeling of being an outsider plagued me for many years after that incident, to the point that I begged my mum if I could change my name via Depot. By the time I was 9, I had such a thick southwest London accent and had lost my ability to use the letter H at the beginning of any sentence, that my dad decided we needed to go to private schools. At this point, my dad was a practicing lawyer and my mother worked as a manager for a care home. Although this decision financially pushed my parents to the limit, education is a strong value in Middle Eastern families, and so, whilst we didn't have a luxurious life by any stretch of imagination, they both decided to send us to a private school. This would, of course, be the golden ticket for us to go off and get the successful career that my parents had envisioned for us. I joined at age 10 and stayed in private education till I finished my A-levels. However, it became evident quickly as I embarked on a private school education that at every step of the way we were flung into competition with one another, and at every corner there was an opportunity to feel less than everybody else. Even after years of attending an all-girls private school, despite my unshakable desire to be cool and fit in, I never quite made the cut. I wasn't sporty, so didn't get onto any of the sports teams. I wasn't academic, so never won any of the accolades that came alongside that. I couldn't play an instrument particularly well, nor, despite my sheer determination, would I ever get the main parts in the school plays. I was painfully average at everything, and found the whole process of trying to come top at anything very hard. I wish I could erase the memory of the dreaded day me and my classmates had to take our cycling proficiency test, a test to determine if you were able to cycle on a road without a road in sight. I rocked up on my new purple BMX bike, proud as punch, ready to show them that I could indeed indicate left and right with my hand gestures whilst keeping my